All
And
right.
we're live.
Welcome to the Podcast. Today, I am your host, Shumi, with Hai, my other co host, and our lovely guest, Bernice.
Thank you very much, Yumi.
Yeah. Now
Lovely
we're
to be
gonna
here.
talk about, how it came is, I'm not sure if you can see it, high performance habits. I think it's mirrored. But that will be the topic of today. And Bernice has some interesting facts about it. And let me
Oh,
tell you something about Bernice first. She is she can sing like amazing. I kid you not,
I agree.
amazing. Yeah, been to her live performances, and I really like the vibe, her energy, and also how she keeps everyone like in great spirit. And it's also very authentic, which I really like.
thank you.
And I wonder how you do that. So, in order to understand it more, we were talking about high performance habits and also about some topics on it. And I think it's very related to why you are so energized in your singing instead of other things. So, there's my introduction, and let's get on to the main topic. So, high performance, and I will give the word to Bernice.
Yes. So, High Performance Happens is like one of those books that when you scroll through Instagram, it's just like, yeah, get your free copy here. You only pay shipping. And it's like, well, I need to get my performance up. Like, I've been like really slacking when I bought the book. And so I got it, and then I started scrolling through it, and like what I said just now is that in the beginning, it's more about Brendan telling or explaining how in what instances it works, like the high performance habits, and how many people he has helped, and how many research is done, and everything like that. And then as you progress through the book, you can get a little bit more of practical information. So he has like 6 pillars of habits, and then 3 subcategories. I don't know them by heart, but like the first one is already striking. It's get clarity, and that clarity is very important right now because with the internet there's so much distraction. There's so much like, oh, I need to be that, I need to do that, and
Totally true.
right? And it's like, oh yeah, I can be a bodybuilder and a motivational guru, and I can go to India, and then I'm gonna get a van and then travel around Europe for a year and then vlog it all, and it's all beautiful and amazing, and it's not it's not like it's distracting because it's also flashy, and you
It totally
easily
is.
yeah, you easily get distracted from your path, and that's what I'm obviously that's what I'm doing a lot of times.
Yeah,
Um,
can you tell us what distractions did you have or what happened?
yeah, do we have a minute?
We have multiple minutes.
We have multiple.
Even even
Okay.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes. That was gonna be rapid fire then. So I went to
No.
Mallorca to I went to Mallorca to be a waitress because I love like I love the island. I quit my first studies, which was a communication and multimedia design, which I actually really liked, but I got really scared. So I thought, well, the grass is greener on the other side. So I stopped. I quit, and then I worked for T-Mobile for a lot of years. Quit that. Worked for Samsung. Quit that. Tried to be in the Pop Academy. I did actually quit that after a year, and then now I'm in psychology, and that's a study that I've been studying for 3 years now. 3 years now, and actually, that's the one thing that is going on. It's not stopping, and I'm gonna
Super
finish.
nice.
I'm gonna finish it. Yeah,
How do you know if you're gonna finish it? Is it a feeling or what is it?
it's duo. All about the
Financial
money.
stimulants.
All about the money.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, fucking
Uncle
around and
Duo is
like doing very many impulsive things. It costs a lot of money.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I feel like it's fun. Like you get a lot of great stories about your life, which is what they say is very important when you get to your deathbed. Sorry for getting a little bit
Yeah,
dark here,
but to
but
be honest, to be
sorry,
honest, that is like what life is all about. It's about the path.
it is.
Even
Yeah,
though it's like a long path, it's about the path. So,
yeah,
for example, if you have a song, you can only play the last note, or you can play the whole song. But it's the whole song which makes it the song.
I totally agree. Yeah,
So that's
I
totally
agree.
interesting. And
Yeah,
I also had a similar story about it, right? With trying different things.
Trying different things.
Or
Well,
was it
not in that capacity.
or having a lot of ideas?
very glad for you.
No, for me, just I'm stuck. I'm still stuck at the same thing that I always do. So that never changes. The thing is like the variations of it changes the whole time. So the main focus is always the same. I want to be a designer. That's the main point.
Oh.
But every time I get a freaking stupid idea, I kind of want to do it. And I had a long time. I had what I call the YOLO mentality. It's just like, let's just do it. Let's just do it and see what happens.
Mhm.
And I kind of did that too much. So now kind of reeled it back and finally focused on something, which is coming out soon as well. So I'm pretty proud of it.
Ooh.
Do we have time to get into that, or is this secret, or
It is
No,
the
not really.
secret.
It's very secret.
Very
Yeah,
secret.
it's a very big secret. Actually, I'm going to do two things, but the two things are related, so that's kind of funny. Because I got a company and we haven't done much with it, so we decided to crank that up, and we're going to. I got 2 customers now, so
Nice.
we working. It's happening, and the other thing that I'm going to do is we have a channel for this podcast and everything, and I'm working on creating my own channel as well. So creating content on my own as well.
Awesome.
So that's coming up.
Okay.
I got a logo designed, so there's a logo ready for that one as well. The only reason why it takes a bit longer is because I'm still working for the customers first. I'm going to do that, and then I might do videos about designing or whatever. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing now, and it's still the same thing that I always do. So creating content and do the web designing assignments and copyright. Yeah. I'm also a copywriter now, so I'm also writing stuff.
All right.
So I'm kind of doing stuff like that.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of narrowed it down a little bit, but still it's pretty broad.
Yeah.
So interesting. Even though you have like a main thing, you still keep like switching into those smaller things which are related to the main thing. But it's like, oh, that's so interesting. Even though your main thing is very clear, you still like separate it or create other things which are related. So is it still like the main thing? It's a bit confusing.
Is it
the main thing or something?
Well, if you have
little projects around, like boost the
main thing. Yeah. So
no, for me, it's like the reason why I'm doing my own channel besides this channel is because, we're doing it with a lot of people. This channel, we're like 3-4 people on this sometimes, and sometimes I just wanted to have my story told, and it's a bit hard if you're in a group and you're trying to tell only your story. For example, some topics me and Shumie cannot discuss together because maybe he doesn't have experience in it, but I do. Small things like that. So I kind of want to pick those little things and create content for it on its own. Because it's still interesting enough, I feel like, to make content about it. But the thing is, like, if I cannot talk with my co-host about it, then what's the point? So the small things So those small things I kind of wanted to dissect a little bit more and put it in like a smaller content. So it could be like a 15-minute video instead of 1 whole hour podcast, because it's only my view anyway.
Yeah.
So then I can produce a bit more as well, and also just help myself, teach myself a bit how to talk more and
Cool.
adjust to certain situation as well. Because even though everything's planned, nothing's going to go the way it's supposed to be. So,
Mm.
so that's why I tried. Yeah, so that's why I just try to. So it looks like it's like a lot of different things surrounding one thing, and it's not related, but everything is related, at least for me. Because for me, it's basically because I do journaling by myself, but I feel like what if I use the journaling techniques on myself on video and use it to produce content? So that's basically my thought. So I'm still doing the same thing that I always did, but now it's going to be more official.
Mm.
So that's how I started to do that.
What about you, Shumie?
Well, I've been switching in a lot of things because I didn't have a main goal within me. So what I wanted to do was, when I graduated high school, I wanted to work with people, use medical knowledge, and use technical knowledge. So that's my core. And well, I studied orthopedic technologies, and with that, even though it does cover those three up, it still didn't felt right. And when I drifted further away into IT, so computers testing, I drifted even further, and I did notice that my energy isn't there anymore. Even though I'm still capable of doing it, I didn't feel like doing it. So that made me realize what I should actually do. So to get more in touch with my feeling, because if I get in touch with my feeling, then I will naturally do things. Then I will naturally understand, like, this feels good. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
What's very interesting is what I was thinking. If you want to do only the things which you feel, if you feel good about things, that doesn't mean that you have to sleep all day, because sleeping doesn't always feel good, right? Even though you would think sleeping and being lazy would feel good, at a certain point you'll become restless and you will be like, what's the meaning of life? And you will get depressed or something, because you have to like keep going. So that's when I decided, my feelings are more important than I thought. Because what I thought was, if I would give in to my feeling, I would only sleep. I would only do that. But the reason why I would do that was because I was exhausted, because I'm not doing what I really want.
Yeah.
So by doing what you really want, you will get energy and you will just like go for it. And doing what you want, even chilling with friends, I also noticed that if I chill with friends too much, I will get restless and this doesn't feel right anymore. I need to do other things. So it's like, really do what you like doesn't mean only do the fun part. It means, for me, it means doing what feels good. So that's how I roll now.
Awesome.
It's how you roll now.
Yeah. It's still a little bit of a mysterious path, but it's how I roll now.
Why didn't you write this in your business plan?
Well, because I just thought of it now.
And we gotta record it, right? You can just write it down later.
This is part of my business. This is my part of my business plan, right?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I remember because I asked you, like, can you describe what you're doing? And it felt in the beginning when you told me, it was really you wasn't confident in it. Mm-hmm. Now you just told your story and how you felt about it. It was more confident.
Yeah, it's also more logical for me, because I wasn't confident in my own capabilities. Because I've been raised in, you always need to be 100%. You always need to be at 10. And I can't always give myself, I cannot always be at 10 because being perfect is being a machine and I'm not a machine. So the only thing I can do is work with passion, work for what I really want. And that's more important now. And it's more aligned with what I am.
Yeah.
Instead of giving a 10, I would give it my all. That's
Cool.
that's how it is. Yeah. And how about you, Bernice? Because you have switched a lot. How did that happen? What made you switch?
Yeah. So I'm just processing what you said. Like, like you always have to be like the best at something, or just quit and stop it. But I kind of feel that mentality. So I think that when I switch to something, but it's also in retrospect, right? Because I'm just like a little impulsive. I think by heart, or like for myself, but that's not
Mhm.
me. I think that when I actually like when I was younger, I used to sing a lot and I used to dance a lot, but there was not a lot of option. Like I don't want to like dwell on it too much because I already did for so many years. But
Mhm.
I just didn't see how that could be an actual career. But now that I've moved forward in a lot of different careers that or paths, I think it made me realize that it is possible. Like if you know the right people, if you just just a nice person in general, like you will meet
Yeah, you
people
are a
along
nice
the
person.
way. But you meet people along the way that help you and inspire you, and then you can, or I could get rid of my like negative beliefs or negative belief that would say like you cannot do music for a living. So I'm still struggling with that. Like when I make music with my boyfriend who is he's sleeping because he was working until 4 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
this night, so I hope I don't wake him up too much by talking. But is that when I work with him, I get really angry at myself for that I finally get the opportunity to work on what I want to do. It's like telling, which is also kind of telling my story, like you said, hi. It's like telling my perspective as a woman kind of color, like in a small village, and then everything that like you have to be the one with the black hair because you have black hair, and I'm like, but I want to be like someone else. It's like, can I be myself? No, you can't. You're Crystal. You're Crystal from Kadi. It's done. And I'm like, no, whatever. Yeah. So I feel
I
like
see, I
people.
see.
So yeah, so I get angry at myself because I feel like this is the time that it needs to work, which is also maybe like kind of the mentality from you should give like 100%.
Mhm.
So when I feel angry about it or when I'm upset, that I feel like, oh shit, I'm um I want to do it so bad but I can't, and that just makes me really judgmental about myself. But I think that's just energy that is just like directed in the wrong way, like to overthinking, and it should be like, oh awesome, I'm doing this right now. This is so cool. We'll see what happens. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. Like the song doesn't have to be done in a day or in an hour or something like that. So
Oh, what I find interesting about that part of the 100% is I was not confident in myself to give 100%. So I was like, for example, if I would work behind a bar, like making drinks, I would like, oh, I have to give 100%. But I was not confident for myself that I could give 100%. But the reason why is because that is not my passion. That is why I could not give. Well, I still did it, but it didn't feel good. It drained too much. It cost too much energy. So giving the 100% doesn't always mean giving it your all, but being efficient about it. So with making the drinks, I can give 100%, but yeah, at the end of the day, I would be totally exhausted. So that was not really. That's it is kind of giving 100%, but it's not sustainable.
It's like forcing yourself to do something that you don't want to do.
Yeah, you're forcing yourself to give 100%. But back
I also
on,
feel like,
yeah.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I also feel like, because it's also really interesting, indeed, is that if you give 100%, but it's not really your thing, or you're not very skilled at it. Like, I'm not saying you weren't skilled at pouring drinks, or making cocktails or whatever you did, but then you also give a lot of energy to your thoughts, and I think that's yeah, it's yeah,
Yeah.
without being too dramatic, it can be really overwhelming. Like, if you're like standing at the bar and you're like, yeah, it's not my thing, but you have to give your 100%, so you get
Doing it for
angry
the
at
money.
but you also get angry at the thought or something. Like, if you're just there and it's happening and you're making money because you need money for something, and you're just pouring drinks, then maybe it's not, you don't give 100%, but it's less costly, because you don't feed your thoughts, and your thoughts can be really a place of like bad things.
Bad things.
Bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can make you or break you, really.
Yeah, I think so. Because if you think that making drinks is your passion, then it's fine. Or it's maybe that's like an incongruence. It doesn't fit you that really well. But if you're like, yeah, I just have to make money, then maybe it takes a lot of pressure off, I guess. Because if it's your passion, it must work, right? It must be
Mhm.
this giant thing that you will be successful in.
For
And if
me,
it's not
it's
your
like the 100% is I wasn't always sure if I could give the 100%. So I got insecure about that part. Also with IT, even though I did everything I could, I was like, is this my 100%? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I did my best on this part, even though I'm trying everything I want to achieve. For example, the IT to get all the courses and everything. I did pass the courses, but it was still like, is this my 100%? I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It is
So,
as if I would give my 100%, I would do it easily.
yeah.
But it has been such a struggle.
Yeah. So it's more about
Not
like,
confident in yourself. It's that's more my part of it.
Yeah.
So, for example, like giving longboard lessons, which I also do now, I'm giving my 100% in the other way. So, for me, it is a lot easier because I just like it's fun for me, and I would just like do this, do that, and I automatically think about things like, oh, you need to watch your feet or something. Yeah, longboarding is like skating, so that's a small context. If someone is afraid of falling, I would help them with that part in their mind. And for me, it's very easy to just like do all those steps. So it's like an easy 100% for me to give. But would it be for IT work or for pouring drinks and dealing with customers? For me, it is like, oh, I need to do this and this and this, and it costs me so much energy to do it. So it's like a hard 100%. So we can define it like an easy 100% or a hard 100%. For me.
so it also depends on where you put your focus, or where the focus is on. It's not per se where you put the focus on, because if you are working in class, or in IT, you're like very focused on what IT wants from you. But when you're working with people in your longboarding teachings,
Lessons.
I guess, courses, then it's like, what does this person need? So it's more easily to give yourself to that. Or I'm not sure if I'm like pinpointing it correctly, but
Oh, you can just say it.
yeah, it's like because it's fixed on results in the IT category, or in the IT work, and it's fixed on people and making them feel good and helping them in the longboarding course, I think. It makes for a more satisfactional 100%. Like, maybe the difficult part is just focus on you getting better at it, and the other in the other category, it's more about how you want another person to feel when they're doing it. Like you feel free, I presume, when you're longboarding. So you want to transfer that energy and you feel that energy, but something is not really clicking with you and IT in that.
You got an interesting point there because it's about the energy flow. With IT, it's really like result based. So, however I feel doesn't really matter according to the result. If I don't feel good, I just need to work a little bit harder, and I will still get like the 100% coverage of what I have to do. If I feel like energized, it's still like 100% coverage what I do. So that's
It doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. So with the people, it's like if I don't feel good, then I do notice them also feeling it from me, and if I do feel good, they also feel it. But for longboarding, with working with people, it's less result based, so that also helps a lot. They
Well, I
have
think
goals too.
it's still results based, but it's more when you give lessons to someone, it's more empathic. You're basically putting yourself in that person. While you're working for a company or whatever, you're all on yourself. You know, you're only working on the task, so you're not focusing on a person or whatever. So you don't have a certain connection with it. You know, because for you, it's just like this is work. While when you're giving lessons to someone, oh, okay, so I shouldn't look at it as a job. It's more like, how can I help this person? This person wants to learn this, so I can, you know, use my empathic skills instead of, oh, I'm gonna use my IT skills to fix this problem. You know,
Well,
I think that's the difference, the empathic part.
that's one thing. But if you would like the IT work more and you don't like to work with people, what then? Because then it totally changes. Some people really like the IT work because they don't have to deal with people and they can just like do their own thing.
No, but
How
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about your case. You know,
Yeah.
for you're more empathic than the regular IT guy who likes to sit behind his desk and do the job. You know, because his
Uh-huh.
viewpoint is different. For him, it's
Yeah.
like, I want to be better at this. I like this, so I'm gonna tackle it. For you, it was like, I need to earn money and I need to
Yeah.
get a job done. So the mindset is different.
Uh-huh.
While you're working with people, you feel more empathic, so you find it more fun. You know, that's what I'm just saying, because it really depends on the person as well. Because some people, of course, don't like to hang with people. That happens, and maybe IT is the option.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ty. And I think it's also about like how long you're doing it. Like when I first started to give singing lessons, I was really energized by it. But as I went along, it just got less and less because it gets more of a habit. It's still fun, but
Mhm.
I remember what my brother-in-law, I think, he said um, about being in IT that in the beginning he really liked programming. He really liked it. He really liked to figure things out. And then now he's got his own company in it. And he's like, yeah, well, sometimes it just feels like I'm typing a report because I'm doing it so long that sometimes it's just not that fun anymore. So I think we also have to be careful about that, that it's not just
Yeah.
it being like not your passion anymore, but also like, oh, I've been in this thing for so long, so maybe I just need to make a new step in it, or like just life is boring sometimes. Like doing things is boring and repetitive sometimes, but we still have to do it.
True. You know,
But
like
I think
a lot
it's
of
in the long run.
people. Yeah, a lot of people get burned out by the thing that they love, and that's really interesting. It happened to me too. I wanted to quit designing for a bit because I didn't felt like, oh, I'm doing it just because I like it. I'm doing it because I have to. You know, it's like forcing yourself. The same feeling. I have to force myself the whole time to create something, and then the results that I get is not what I want. So that plays a role as well. It's like, because you're forcing yourself to do like the most, to create the most badass website or whatever, and then you sit there and it's like, man, this is ugly, damn it, and you're just sitting there and you're just like judging yourself the whole time, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna quit. I don't think this is for me. And then, but for me, it's like, wait, that's wrong, because I've been doing this for 10 years. and I liked it for 10 years.
So it's probably still a thing.
So it's still a thing. So why
Yeah.
why am I so hating on it? So I was like, what's going on? And the solution was taking a break, just not focus on that for a bit and try something else first, and then come back to it and see what happens then. And now I'm just enjoying it again, even though before it was like, yeah, fuck this, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this stupid button to the button thing and do this code to the other code. Now I don't like coding.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
Well, what happens if you do a certain thing for a long time? You stop, you come back, and you don't like it anymore. So, for
Then
example, if you have
it can happen.
Yeah.
It can happen. Your passions can change. That's the thing. And but that's why I took the break to figure out, do I still want this or not? Do I like it or not? You know,
So
I can
if you
also just go work at a restaurant or I don't know, at a I don't know, whatever, and maybe I will like that more. I don't know. You just have to try it first before you can answer that. And if you find out, hey, this is not for me anymore, that's fine. That's good. At least you found out, instead of dragging yourself through the mud the whole time. And it's like, I hate this, but I know I like this, but I hate it. So you're basically lying to yourself the whole time.
What is the difference between passion and what you really want to do?
What you really want to do or passion?
Yeah. I mean, your goal with being a designer.
Yeah.
And passion, is it like the same or is it something else?
Both, I would say. It could be both in a sense, like you can be passionate about your job. That's a thing. But if you have to do something, for example, the reason why I got burned out is because I had to work with customers. And when you work for customers, you're not making something for yourself. So you're adjusting yourself to that person. So I had to use a lot of empathic skills to design for other people. And at that point of my career, I guess, I didn't want to be empathic anymore. I just wanted to do, like, for your example, for example, I want to do the IT part. I want to be better at what I'm doing, but not worrying about the other person that I'm making for it. I kind of want to make it for myself and then learn myself, and then from there I can evolve and adjust. So for me, what I found out was it was not that I didn't like designing. It was I was fed up working with customers. And the reason was because it began to drain. For people have a lot of, because you're basically translating a vision that they have in their mind on paper. And it's really hard to explain your vision or like your ideal, I don't know, logo or whatever to a person who has other ideas and ideals. So for me, it was just draining to keep translating everything. It's like, wait, so you want this? Do you want that? Do you want that? And then after a while, you're sitting there for 3 hours and you still haven't figured out what he or she wants. It's like, well, screw this then. So I'm just gonna make something and hope you like it, or else,
Yeah, well, the time's up,
Yeah, I mean,
everybody hours, so
pay up, that's.
Yeah. I can imagine. Like, sometimes I see like people with like big portfolios, and I'm like, okay, if you go to that person, that's what you can expect. But when I'm talking about like in my field, like with stints, like if people come to me, they're like, oh yeah, you do like covers, and we're like, nah, we don't. But if people come to me personally and they say you do covers, you play covers, I'm like, I guess I can make it work. I guess I can make it work. But what I actually want to do is I want to produce myself, right? I want to be known, or I want you to hire me because you want me, because there's no one else that can do it, because I have a certain style that you're looking for. And that's less, it is more work beforehand, because you have to work on yourself constantly and be like, okay, you want to be a producer, you have to get to work. Like, that's what I'm telling myself for days now, but I'm going to start today again. So, keeping it going. But yeah, so you have to keep or we, or I have to keep. I don't just keep by myself. I have to keep up with what I really want and what I want people to see. So yeah, so I feel that. Like I also designed something for someone like back in the days, and I was like, yeah, this is not what I learned at school. But you're like, you want this, okay, but it's not gonna have my name on it because just give me the money and just.
Yeah, true.
You want
If
to,
you
you
look at my
want to.
I know that feeling because my portfolio, I took a lot of things out because I was like, this like horrendous. I don't want to
Yeah.
put this on my portfolio. They were happy they paid me, but this is horrendous. I don't want to have this on my portfolio. Sorry, no.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't want to spend my life doing covers, and you don't want to spend your life doing whatever someone else wants. You want to put your stamp on it and be like, yeah, this is why you come to me and not to the boy next door, right?
Yeah.
But it's like making a portfolio. It's just it's such a long process.
It is. It really is.
But
So when is your new song coming out?
my new song.
Ooh.
I think without saying too much, it will be in October. And
Ooh.
I mean, you have to keep your high performance habits on too.
my high. No, sorry, I'm joking. What did you say?
Yeah. What are you doing to make that happen? I mean, you have like kind of a deadline for yourself. So what kind of habits? What is your mindset to make it happen?
So, like what I said, like the last couple of days, I've been really lazy. Maybe it's because of the heat. Maybe it's just because I don't know what's next. But I'm gonna show you something like this. Like I've tried calendars and stuff, but now I'm using just a print your calendar from the month kind of thing, and then we use like this is like a task to-do list. I'm trying to like this is a real full day. Trying to like plan my days, but it's like a kind of a primary school thing, like where you go to school from like 8:30 till 12, and then you have a break for an hour, and then you work again, work as a primary school from what's it 1 till 3, and then you're like done. Like you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
You don't have to do shit anymore. You're done. And what I'm trying to do is something like that. Plan my days in the ideal situation. Like we're still not talking about reality right now, but I'm trying to make it work.
It's a beautiful fantasy.
It's a beautiful fantasy. I will make it work. I will make it
Okay,
work.
okay.
Shumie. Mark my words, Shumie style. I will make it work.
I hope so.
But just give myself a lot of time to prep what I'm gonna do and then play a lot. Like just doing it and then letting it go and not being like, okay, I'm gonna produce all day because I know I won't because I don't have enough information to make a whole song just now. So what I need to do is train or read or ask for 2 hours a day and then start making something for an hour, and then after a couple of hours of doing that and maybe playing some guitar, then say, okay, stop. And then after that, like after 3 or 4, it should be like, okay, who is around? Who do I have to do groceries? Do I have to clean something? Like just the spontaneous regular things, or is someone asking me to go out and do something? Because then I have time and I feel good about my day because I did everything. So that's my ideal. That's my ideal day and way of going.
Wow. Okay. So now you have like the strategy. How did you come to that mindset? Because it is like what you're doing is like very clear. Well, clear enough for me. But how did you came to that mindset?
So I think I just tried a lot of things. Is a good question actually. Because I've tried high performance habits, I've tried to I've got like this planner, then I've got this other planner, and I've got another planner, and I'm using Google Calendar, and it's like all my stuff is everywhere, and then like, okay, should I bullet journal this? Maybe, but it's not for me because bullet journal takes a lot of time to make it pretty, and I want it to be pretty. So this is just like ugly, and it's okay because it's for me, you know. I
Yeah.
have to.
If it works, right? If it works.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I love bullet journal. It looks amazing, but for other people, not for me. And so I think with that and a lot of brainstorming about what I want to do, it's easy to come up with like a big plan, and then to make it smaller and get into the details. That's where it gets difficult because like
Oh, the brainstorming part is interesting because then how would that go? Because if you brainstorm, you have like one word, and you will put other words in it. How do you decide what is good in your brainstorm and what's not good?
You don't.
yeah,
If you brainstorm, you don't decide what's good or not. You
true.
don't.
Oh,
That's the thing.
okay.
You shouldn't be thinking about it. Just put it on paper, and then you figure out what's working, what's not.
Yeah.
There's
And
no
it's like-
right or wrong in brainstorming.
Uh,
like a second step. So what I actually do is I talk to people, like I've talked to Steve about it, about what I want to do, and then we put it in like this. Like, this is not mine.
okay.
This is not mine. It's colorful, you know, it's beautiful. But here you see like a couple of things that he's working on, and then after we have that, like drums and English, this was about school. It's actually outdated right now, but Casablanca, which is where he makes music with his friends, making tutorials and that kind of thing. And then after we have to brainstorm, we are deciding like, okay, what do you need to do to make this happen? And then work from there and then plan it in, go well. But it's mostly by talking to people. Because sometimes they just like they give you another angle, like what we're doing right now is really cool because I can be stuck in my head and be like, oh yeah, that's such a great system, but maybe it's not. Maybe you have something better, and that's really good to hear. So sometimes they have a better idea of what you want because sometimes I'm like complaining about how I should do more in music, and they say like, oh, but wait, that's what you said, and now you're not doing it, or I don't see in your brainstorm. So where's music? And I can be like, oh shit, yeah, he's right.
You've been caught.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing as well. If you brainstorm the things that you write down, that's all you see. You know, so the other things that other people see, you don't have to. That's another point of view. So they see other things when they see a word, and that's why it's so cool to brainstorm with other people. I feel that's one of the things that I actually caught from school. The brainstorming classes, those were amazing. Those were really fun because the teacher just gave you one topic and you just have to figure it out from there. Figure it out. So you have a group of like 5 people, just figure it out. Write it down. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It really gets you creative, or it makes you creative. And and you see new possibilities. We already talked about that. You see new possibilities that you never, or you don't come to think about yourself because it's in a group and it's now a thing we do together. I think that's also what I liked about our meetups that we had like a couple of months ago that you organized actually, shumie, that we were sitting in the in the salon and just talking about things. I think that maybe it's cool to do that like again because maybe not. I kind of like this, because we have a topic and we can talk about that topic. I think that maybe we went a little bit off, like it became.
It's all right to go off topic.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's like a good start.
With those sessions, it's like sometimes you have like different groups are forming, so that's all just natural. So that can happen. I am planning to make groups again, and I will also invite like different kinds of people to it. So I would make it a little bit bigger, and I would just I would pick the people myself from now.
Yeah.
Because then I will know like they have like correlations to each other, and that would be easier.
Yeah.
It's still a future plan, but I am planning to do it. Not sure when, but it will be.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the same with your birthday, right? It's like you just pick certain people to come, and they all start to connect one way or another. Yeah.
So it will happen.
But that's also the thing, that's the reason why we started a podcast, because we wanted to talk about more things. And
really.
when we discussing stuff, we notice like, hey, this is really interesting. Why are we not recording this, for example?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
So
thing
we
is,
just decided to do it.
everything in your mind sounds about the same. Sometimes it's like sometimes some things feel a little bit more like a better idea for yourself, and sometimes like the meetups for me it's just like a meetup. But if I hear you talking about it, I'm like, oh, this has another value, a bigger value than what I initially thought. So that's
In what? Like about the book or?
no, I mean about the meetups which we had
yeah.
at the station.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't that valuable. But if I hear it from you again, I'll be like, oh, people see the value of it, and
Yeah.
then I could change my perspective because we were talking about it. So in
Yeah.
my mind, it was just like a side thing, but now it's like, oh, I could work with this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's coming alive again, I suppose, in some sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Just,
me, it was more like, for me, it was just, I was happy to catch up with people that I haven't seen in a while, really.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it was like, I don't see these people that often. So suddenly we're just sitting here all together and it's like, oh, we can talk about whatever now.
Yeah.
Well, for example, if you have to send someone a message, hey, what are you doing? Or do you have time? It's a bit more hard to figure out what their mindset are. Point.
It is hard to,
That's what I noticed.
because what I've noticed is we almost like need an excuse to get together, like a birthday or if someone wants to celebrate something, then you get together. But for regular meetups, it's just like, yeah, we can do it later because I'm busy.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like really hard to get together when you get older and everyone is like working full time, because you really need to prioritize what time to spend on what.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's also like the same problem. If you're not doing what you want during the day, then you have to do it at night or later. So if something spontaneous pops up, maybe you already have plans because you're like, yeah, fuck my job. I need to do something that's making me fun. It's fun, that's fulfilling me.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's not possible to even respond to that, to the meetups.
Yeah.
So if you're like doing what you want or what you need to do during the day, and you have the night free, then you can do whatever you want, and those meetups may be more regular. But maybe it's not that everyone is in a position to say like, yeah, I don't do my job anymore. I'm gonna do something else, because we don't all have that money, right?
What I find interesting about certain people is certain people have like their work, and which is very important, and they have to do everything about it. But if they are at a breaking point, they be like, I'm gonna take a day off because I cannot do this anymore.
Yeah.
And I've noticed those moments with some people, some friends of mine, and it's really interesting to see that work is not everything. They need sometimes they need to call in sick because they just, not because they are physically sick, but their mind is like overwhelmed with everything, and they just need to take a day off to recover and then keep going. Because if they would keep going, a burnout can be a case. So.
Oh, that's why I took the break, from designing. I was like, you know what? I just need to take a month or something off, not even a day, like a whole month or even 2 months. Because for me, it was like, I've been doing this for 10 years, without a break. So for me, it was like, I'm just going to take a few months off. I'm just going to focus on something else, pick up new skills. And I did. And from there, I just start evolving, really. And I still do what I love, and I still would do what I still did before. But now it's in a way different viewpoint, I would say.
Yeah.
And you're not burned out anymore. It's just like, I feel energized again. Let's do this.
You take your time off, because maybe that's also like handy for people that are stuck in their jobs. Like
how did I took?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, you didn't say that. You said that. Like, what kind of skills did you learn, or where did you focus your attention on? Like, more specifically.
Well, for me, I switched from web design to marketing first, and then I picked up copywriting as well, and so just writing stuff. And then suddenly I heard from other people, "Hey, you're pretty good at running. Can you write this for me?" or something like that. And from there, I just starting to pick that up and just try. And For example, helping Shumi with his business plan is also a thing. This is part of the copywriting skills that I have that I can apply to him to help him with his business plan, for example. Or, for example, another buddy of mine, he created an art piece and he wanted to sell it as a gift thingy. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I have this information. Can you write this in a story so it looks a bit prettier?" So little things like that, and I just pick it up and just play with it. And I noticed that I've been doing this for a long time, actually, but I just didn't saw it as a skill. For me, it was just like it has to be done, so I'm just gonna do it. But eventually, I was like, wait, I can put this in my skill set actually, because I've been doing this for a long time as well. I just didn't notice it.
Cool. I like that.
So small things like that. So sometimes if you take a break, you will notice more things about yourself as well, and things that you're doing. And then you can dissect it more and say, hey, I can actually copyright, or hey, I can whatever, I can draw better or whatever. Oh, hey, I can do film, or hey, I can do music, or whatever it is that you didn't saw, So sometimes taking a break is the best solution to figure out if you're still loving what you're doing or not is one thing, but also understanding what you're doing as well. Because sometimes you're so focused in one thing, you're going to lose track with what you're doing. So you're like, for me, for example, like I was making websites like a lot, and then I was like, wait, it's not the website part that I'm good at. I'm good at the writing of the information for the website, and all the other things is like basic knowledge for me. So that's why I utilize it a lot. The reason why customers came to me was to present something that they can show, hey, this is my business, this is where I stand for. And it's not just the design that does the talking, it's also the piece of text that you put on the website and the business card or whatever. So it's more than just I can make websites, I can make it pretty. So that's basically how I found out, hey, I can do more than this. But the problem also is like, how do you call yourself now? Like you can't do this, and this. I was like, that's why I'm just saying, I just love, I just love drawing outside the lines and coloring outside the lines. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's a good catchphrase.
Yeah. Because before my catchphrase was a creative explosion, because I did everything.
Nice.
But now I'm like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't be an explosion. It's not really.
It's more of all over the place.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not good.
I like it.
Yeah.
So what do you think the problems were, Shumie, with your friends, like in their jobs? Like, is it the pressure of working, or like being successful, or why did they burn out with what they do?
For one, it's like they really want it to work, but sometimes it just doesn't work. They just like force themselves to keep on going, and well, it is their work. It is what they work for to get a higher in the status and everything. But then I will see them getting exhausted because it's too much work for them. It's not really them anymore. Well, I have an example from a friend of mine. He was working at accountancy, so he had to like really perform really hard. It's like work 80 hours a week almost. It's like almost double the amount because of the deadlines, and everyone is very competitive.
More than double.
Yeah, 80 is like double full time. Normal is 40.
40?
Yeah, so 80 is like doubled. So what I heard from him is that the colleagues are also getting burned out very fast. Like if they work for 3 days straight, they get burned out because they cannot do anything else anymore. So I was like, oof, what a world. So a lot of people are, I'm not even sure what they are doing. If they are still living their life, or are they doing it for money, or what are they doing it for? It's not clear for me anymore. So when he was in such a position, he was like very tired. He kept on going like a zombie. So when I caught up with him, it's like, man, I know you, and this is too much. I didn't really set the word, but I was like, let's go grab a salad or a lunch together. It's just a small thing to do together, and then it kept. It was like a small relief and a small epiphany. Like, what am I doing? I'm not sure what happened afterwards, but it was just like enough to get a tiny break from that from that stress.
Cool. Yeah.
That's from one, and from the other, it's like they were financially very struggling, and it just didn't work. So what happened then was just closed the place and just like went out for all day, talked for one all day, just ate dinner together to get more clarity, to get more, yeah. Because it was like for them, the feeling of closing for one day, it was like a very big impact. But it was either closing for one day or getting totally burned out. So
Yeah.
there's it is heavy for people to also decide to do something like that. Sometimes people are really at their limits, and then they need to take themselves out to do something fun or ask a friend. And asking a friend is a bit easier, but the asking part itself is also very hard, because when you're in a situation like that, you don't have energy to think clearly. So if you work really hard or you're really stressed about money, you can't really think clearly anymore.
No.
Then it might be easier for a friend or someone else to come by and pick you up.
Yeah.
And give you some other insights.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, it's like you get a tunnel vision because you're so focused on that job, doing the job, do the job, making the money. It's like you're a whole human being. You have more needs and wants, so it's really nice that you actually help there. Like taking them out for a lunch, like keeping it small, because I would be like very direct, like, okay, you're working too hard and you need to stop. And so that's actually a really good one.
Yeah, it's like something subtle, and it's also like, oh, I know the place you really like. It's like, oh, this salad is like really good, or this coffee break. I know a very good place.
Awesome,
like,
I really like that.
Okay. So then they will be persuaded by themselves actually, instead of you.
Telling them, yeah.
It's like, but like, you have to do this, but it's like, oh, I know this place and the coffee is waiting for you.
I really love that. Yeah. And it's also like so relevant, because you say like it's a small thing, like a small coffee can really break your day, like in a good way, like break. I don't know, but
it can change it. It can influence it.
Yeah, exactly. So when you do that for a thing you love, and it's also like a small thing, like getting back to ambitions, like if you do like a small thing every day, then in a few weeks or months, you're able to do something.
It has a ripple effect.
Yeah, exactly. So like that small coffee you have with your friends to pull them out their tunnel vision, you can also do for yourself. Like if you want something. I don't know if that's an issue for you, but it's an issue.
It will also change your habits. Well, for me, it's like sometimes I'm too stuck in freedom, because I've chosen for freedom now.
Yeah.
And then I have like multiple books to read off, and I'm just like, what am I going to do now? I don't know. Maybe I should just go watch Netflix. I don't know.
Netflix is a really. It's sucking you in like really fast. I know that.
Like a whole day of Netflix, maybe. It's like,
Yeah, because if you like think upfront about it, it's like, no, that's way too much. But when you're in it, in your day, like clicking the next series or the next episode and the next, you're just so, again, stuck in your tunnel. But then Netflix tunnel, not the work tunnel, but the Netflix tunnel or freedom tunnel. And then it's like, no, but you also have to like a small thing, and like a small thing of what you want to do, just make that happen, and indeed, like create a new habit for yourself and make it more, I don't know, more fun because you're getting good at it or something. Maybe not even good, but just the fun of doing it. And
And Netflix is a very interesting one because it can like really drag you in. So you can either go in and have a guilty feeling like, oh man, I caved in, or you can just like order food and just like go for it. That's also a possibility.
Events, yeah.
Yeah, just like if you go for it, just go for it totally. Just
I
like
really
Netflix for a whole day and just like prepare some good food and some good drinks and just like go for it.
It doesn't work for me though. If I want to do that, I kind of feel guilty before I start, so I just don't do it.
Yeah,
That's
no,
my
you
problem.
You
That's
should
my
just
problem.
you should
I just
own
don't
one
want to do
day.
it at all anymore. I just don't want to do it anymore because for me it's like I can go watch a movie or whatever, but when I do it, I was like, but I got so much things to do, and you know I'm gonna do the things first, and then I'll figure it out later.
All
And then when I
right.
do that, I do all the things first, and I come back. I was like, I just want to sleep. Never mind.
Yeah,
And that's
that's
basically
also
my
a
day.
way.
yeah.
So basically,
that
I'm
would be
paying for
ideal.
I'm paying for my Netflix subscription for nothing because I haven't been using it for ages.
It's just symbolic. Like, if you
Yeah.
want to relax, you
And the
could.
thing is, like, I'm paying for other people as well, so it's like, you know, I can't just suddenly stop it. So it's like they pay their part. So yeah, I don't know.
I hope I will get to that point someday that you're talking about because I don't think I'm there.
Because for me, it's like, have you seen this one, this new show on Netflix? I was like, no, probably not. I heard about it, but probably not. No.
I love that.
Are you gonna watch it? Probably not.
Yeah.
Why? It's really good. It's like, yeah, but you know, it's probably not.
There's so much content. I don't have time to watch all of them. I'm struggling with
Also,
one
I
series.
got too many stuff as well. I got Netflix. I got Disney Plus. I was like, I should stop.
Why do you have all those things, man?
Because you know, before I was like, when I was on a break, I used it a lot. But now I'm out of the break. I'm just like, what am I doing with it?
Yeah. If you have like no, it's very hard. Yeah, you should just like well, for example, like with the fitness payments, some people just like pay for the fitness and don't go. They're like supporting them, sponsoring them.
Yeah.
So you're basically just sponsoring them. You should get some stocks though, so you can get a little bit of money back.
I don't have money to buy stocks, but I have money enough to pay the subscription.
There is something wrong with that. How do you have money to do it?
No, but think about it, because a subscription is like I basically pay €3 a month. Stocks, if you put €3 in Netflix, you're gonna get nothing. I don't think it's even possible to put €3 in there.
Not in Netflix, but you can do it in other things.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, it's like I put it in stocks. It's like, yeah, but then I will, because I only paid €3, so then I'd stop paying €3 and it's €3 more. Instead of like, oh, I'm gonna put like a few thousand in a stock and hopefully get 2,000 out of it if I'm lucky. You know what I mean? Because I don't have the money already, so I'm just using the €3. I'm just gonna stop using the €3 and just do something else with it.
Well, 3 times 12 is 36 already for 1 year.
Yeah, but you pay it monthly, so you don't have the same amount the whole time. You have it in portions. That's the difference. I don't have the full scale of the money. I have every month. I have a little bit of that money.
There's another book, The Compound Effect, which is very interesting because all those tiny parts, they stack up to a very big sum of money.
Yes, I know.
How much do you pay for your Disney Plus?
€7 a year? No, €7. It was cheaper than Netflix. It was 7. I was €7 a month, I think. But things like because I'm not sharing it with anyone. So if I would share with other people, it would be less and less and less.
All
So
right.
basically, I'm paying €10 on entertainment every month, but I'm not using it.
All right. If you like €10 times 12 is €120.
Yeah.
It's already
But that's
getting
the thing.
somewhere.
But that's the thing, right? So that's why for me it's like, okay, I'm not using it, so why am I paying, right? So for me it's as
Yeah.
well. For now, I just told the other people, I was like, hey guys, I'm gonna quit. Here's the account, have fun, and then I just leave,
hmm
and then I just don't have Netflix anymore.
I
And
mean,
Disney Plus, it's like it's already paid, so I just it's there.
you can get some Sonos stocks or some AMC stocks, which
Yeah,
you
but the
told me
thing for
about.
me is like, I find stocks interesting, but for me it's like I don't have the motivation yet to put the research in.
Yeah, well, the motivation part is indeed a very interesting, very important part. If you don't have that yet, I would not do it.
No, that's why I haven't done it yet. For me, it's now
Yeah.
just focusing on my business and focusing on my stuff. And from there, I'll just expand and see whatever I can do, and then I'll figure out stocks later. I have the account ready, so I can start
Yeah.
whenever I want.
It's better than you think, huh? Because Shumi already put a leaf. It's already growing. I've heard
yeah.
it 2 times now, and I'm like, no, but hi, it could really be a thing. But I just heard Shumi talk about it 2 times now. I don't
No,
know.
Oh, yeah.
No, Shumi talks about it all the time, and for me, it's like here's some news that I saw on Twitter, and he's like, "Oh, you should have told me earlier." It's like, yeah, but the thing is, like, I didn't thought it was significant, so.
There's so many
Why don't you?
interesting things.
And then for me, it's like, why don't you have your own Twitter and follow the same freaking pages so you can figure it out? Why are you asking me the whole time?
Well, I have my my day traders community, for example, Southern Asian investors. So I have my sources too.
Yeah, I'm just seeing stuff on Twitter and just like, hey, Shumi, did you see this?
Yeah. I'm
I
not
didn't
always
see it yet.
updated to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
because for me, it's like I'm not really caring about stocks or whatever. For me, it's just like I see that this company's in the news because of the controversy or whatever. So I
Yeah.
just tell you like there's a controversy. I'm not saying like, oh, you should buy stocks in them. No,
It's
just
not really about buying stocks, but it's more about if it reaches you, it means it reaches the broader audience. So that's more the thing of it.
Well, it depends really because I do follow specific pages.
Mm.
So
Okay,
it's not
okay.
like I'm clueless. I'm just just seeing it because of no. I'm actually following some media stuff. But for me, it's like I'm following for another reason, not for stocks. For me,
Yeah.
I'm following because I want to copy the business plans.
Okay. Well, we're getting too much off topic with this part.
Well, honestly, we are very off topic and out of time already. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good closure.
Where we talk about totally different things and we go totally off topic, I think it might be time to save it for the next time.
Yes, sir.
So, let's see. Are there any afterburners? How did you like it?
Me?
Yeah, Bernice, yeah.
Some new kid. Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, it's really really nice to talk about like things that like what you said like are very normal in my experience, but may not be so much for other people. So get a new fresh kind of view on that. It's really nice. It really got me energized. Like it's like catching up sleep, but then with with like new ideas.
Uh-huh.
So it was really nice. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
No problem.
Cool. Yeah. We are so happy to have you here because it's like, how would it be if we would host for a guest? And it's like, oh, it works good. Only had a small technical difficulty, but for us, it's like, all right.
Also, it's for the first time Shumi actually, taking reins of the hosting.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Because normally I'm trying to steer the conversation the whole time. It's like, what do you think about this, Shumi? What do you think about that, Shumi? And now you're doing the thing, and I think that's really cool because now you're also using your skills in it. because there's more people talking, so you can divert the attention better. Because there's only two persons. It's like, oh, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn, it's your turn.
Yeah.
And that's it, So I feel like it's a good thing to do it with more people as well.
Yeah, I can also balance it out more because, I can also, if I feel like someone is talking too long, then I will like divert it to the other person. But sometimes it's like a very interesting topic, so I would be like, okay, this is a good thing to keep it on.
Yeah. I didn't feel like it was very necessary, like most of the time. So I think you really did a good job.
You all did a good job. Yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and like, subscribe, and send hearts, and follow Bernice. We'll put the link in the description below.
Yeah. Also, how about you can also promote your singing here, your stuff.
Yeah. Do you got anything to plug?
Yeah. Where can they find you?
Yeah.
You have an Instagram or something?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. It's Bear with double R, Bernice. It's like my name, but different. And on Skins Music, which is also something I'm active on. Yeah, I think that's the most important. Those are the most important ones, and from there I will announce where the music will be when it.
Yeah, awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, we will also put it in the YouTube descriptions, the links to it. So it will be down below somewhere or up. I don't know. Probably, yeah. All right. Yeah. So thank you very much. Thank you, Bernice. Thank you, Hai. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.